Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Terribad Tavern. It is so good to be back in return, and it has been so long that I had to go through notes because I forgot what happened last time. Uh, which rarely happens. Usually I just remember, and it's like, yeah, we can do it. But I had to go through and I had to check. But I am currently joined by a cast of very lovely people. I am joined by Patty K Games, who is Azriel Drisbin. I am joined by Miss Craven 13, aka Vaso Rordic, and the couple that nerds together, Dorcas and Gildea, respectively, down there. And I am your resident dungeon master, Soul Prism 48. But chances are, if you've been to this channel before, you already knew that. We are here on episode 22 of Terribad Tavern, and I am so excited to get back into it. I know these guys have been itching, but with schedules, we just haven't been able to come back to you guys. We apologize for that, but we're here. Do you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns before I do a little recap and get us into it?
I need the recap.
You need the recap. Alrighty.
Why is... I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Alright. The recap. A long time ago, in the days of yore. No. So... last time we were all here and we joined, the group had finished their work in Valar, the capital city of Telbok. They, basically signed off on the final bits of work that they needed to do and got the dictator, Lady Goldscale, to agree to a sit down with the queen. And after doing so, after trying to convince some people to go with them, convince some people to stay behind, that sort of, last goodbyes situation, they rode off, heading to the next capital city in Savine, to potentially convince their next leader to help. However, the road to Savine is very long, and they're crossing a border of war. It's very difficult. They eventually cross the border and find themselves traveling, and found a fork in the road where Dorcas and Vaza, who are newly discovered family members, know of their old family homestead, or the last known location of it. They decide to turn off from their normal adventure and head towards this newfound homestead. It grows late, and they find themselves in the first town that they've seen since crossing the border. As they find themselves in this town, they decide to rest up and find a very lively inn where people are being merry, laughing and joking. People are smashing bottles. Music is playing. It's probably the most packed tavern they've seen in their adventures. And after discussing potential staying the night and getting food with the barkeep, Dorcas and Gildea hear a whisper from across the tavern floor. In the far corner of the room, sort of darkened from the rest of the tavern, a hooded man sits alone at a table, and a whisper is somehow impossibly heard amongst the roar of the crowd and hustle and bustle of the tavern. Could I interest you in a game of strategy?
Fireball.
That's where we ended last time. Coming back in, is that what you want to do?
No.
Okay. You've been saying it a lot lately, so I
I
just
know
want
the
to make
temptation
sure.
is there because I could save my party. I would kill everyone else in the bar.
There are a lot of people in this bar. So yeah, the four of you are at the bar where the innkeeper has served you all drinks and has taken a food order, but has not yet served it, I don't believe. And there's just the liveliness of the crowd, and Gildea and Dorcas have heard this, noticed this man, and heard this whisper.
I'm gonna look over at Gildea and just kind of whisper to her and say, "Is that really who I think it is?"
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
Vaza, Azriel,
Yeah.
we have a potential problem.
What?
What
Where?
kind of problem?
I gesture to where the guy is sitting.
The two of you though it is difficult to see, are able to look across the bar, and between people moving around and standing up from tables, you do see the cloaked figure sitting at the lone table in the far corner of the inn.
Is that
Azrael?
the man that owes us that amulet?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
stab him with your trickster's blade.
Well, I think that can be arranged.
Is that what
I'm
you are going to head towards? Or are you just...
I am.
Alright.
I'm going to head over towards him.
Just gonna go, okay.
Azrael, go ahead and make a... what kind of roll do I want you to make here? Make an acrobatics check. You're kind of dive and weave. It's very difficult to move through this bar. So make an acrobatics check for me. I know you're good at those.
Not today. That's a 9.
You're beginning to move your way through the bar, trying to, shove your way between people, like, excuse me, sorry, getting your way through, and eventually you find yourself bumped in to someone's back, and you find it difficult to find your way past them. And as you turn, the crowd has sort of closed behind you as well. And as you push on this person and try to give, like, the excuse me, they refuse to move and refuse to acknowledge you. And you're tapping and trying to get their attention. And you're focused on this. The rest of you notice a sort of eerie change in the inn. You see Azrael, and you see him doing this. And though the crowd kind of collapses around him, you can still see him. But it's because he's the only movement now. And as you scan around, you notice the music has stopped. You look over to the fireplace where the band was originally playing, and they've all paused mid-play. And as you notice that has stopped, all noise has stopped, to the point where you can hear Azrael tapping on the back of this person. And Azrael, you of course haven't noticed the change in atmosphere. Do you get more aggressive with your attempt to move this person?
I do.
As you
Is Amulet Guy still there?
He is. You notice he is still sitting in the far corner.
Does he look frozen?
He hasn't moved at all from the time Gildea and Dorcas have noticed him in the beginning. He
Okay.
has no sense of movement. When you go to shove this person out of the way, Azrael, he topples. But not
Well,
as a
that was easy.
person typically would fall. He falls as if you knocked over a plank of wood. And as he hits the ground, oddly, a chunk of him comes off. And you notice it is clay instead of flesh.
That mother trucker.
I think I broke this person.
The voice whispers again, this time louder, though still in a hushed tone. Not to worry. My children find themselves easily picking themselves up. The group around you begins to shift and mold and change their shape, and almost as if they were put into a massive amount of water, all of these people now turn to liquid as piles of clay clump in sections of the room. This tavern...
Well, you just removed all those innocent people. Fuck it, I cast Fireball.
Alright.
This time I'm seriously doing it.
Okay. Why don't... Okay. That's a sudden change of pace. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna move Azrael to the point where he would be in this instance. And then I'm gonna pull up a page for y'all. Put him here.
As he's casting this, of course, I am going to be drawing my rapier and
Yep.
getting into a defensive stance.
I'm gonna pull up this page for y'all if I can. go. There's that for the stream. Then I will stream it to you guys if I can.
I need 8 of them. Fuck, I forgot that. Okay.
Alright, there's your guys' stream of it so you can see it. Alright. You are throwing your fireball. I'm gonna alter this angle so it's a little more top down for y'all. As you're throwing this fireball, the clay clumps are sort of, molding, and I'll get to that. You go ahead, tell me where it is exactly you're trying to hit. You can use tables as landmarks or individual items, whatever you'd like.
Can I not aim it directly at him?
I mean, you can. I don't know how far the range on fireball is.
The range of fireball is 150 feet.
Amazing. Yeah, you can aim it right at him.
Oh, I'm going right at him.
Cool. What do you or I have to do?
I mean, do I have to roll an attack roll then? Or, hold on. No, he's gonna say it's a saving throw, so. So, Dex.
Alright. Dexterity saving throw. What does he have to beat?
13. He'll still take half damage on a failed, or on a successful.
Okay. Well, he does fail.
Excellent. So I get a roll for damage?
Yep, go ahead for that. That was so many dice.
It was so many dice. Okay.
Did I lose my page? No. There's just a couple wrong.
That'd be 36 points of damage.
36 points of damage. And what is the AoE?
Yeah, that's right, because this place is made of wood, so... 20 foot.
20 feet. Fantastic. So, we're looking at if he gets hit 5, 10. Well, let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5. Wait. Hang on, I gotta zoom in. Apologies. So if he's sitting technically on this square, I kind of had him shoved in the corner so he wasn't standing on the table. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, so you're going to hit this one. 5, 10, 15, 20. This one. Where's my measuring tool?
They're called ruler soul.
Yeah, I'm fully aware. There it is, ruler. Can I change what it's in? No, I just need... I guess that works. I need what the measurements in to not be tiles. Dang it.
Well, wouldn't it just be 4 tiles if it's 20 feet?
I suppose, yeah. Is Azrael in that bless zone? Ooh!
I can sculpt that spell around any of my party members.
It's okay, I'll be a kind of benevolent DM and say he's just on the outside of it anyway.
Woo!
But, okay.
Azrael got toasty.
He did. Did indeed.
Singed your eyebrows.
I needed to get those waxed anyways.
Alright. You hurl this fireball across the room, and it hits this table that he is sitting at, and a massive explosion of fire occurs. And as the initial flame ball sort of diffuses, you find that you have knocked a hole in the side of the inn. The inferno blast was enough to throw the wall open, and the hooded man is missing from the center.
Of course he is.
As this occurs, I didn't say he didn't get hit, I just said he was missing.
Is there a pile of ash where he used to sit? Did I kill him?
I mean, you've incinerated this table. Actually, this is a building thing. I can manipulate this as it happens. Give me a moment. I'm gonna move him. Ah! Give. Alright, fine. You just sit there for a minute. I can remove things. I'm going to just move him slightly for now. Apologies for all this is the behind the scenes stuff you don't get in your other high budget things.
Yeah, but those
I
high
don't
budget
think
things
I
don't have
have
a soul as a DM.
Yeah.
Facts.
Very true.
Okay.
And they have a guy in the chair. Or person.
I usually have some kind of person doing it actively in the background.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I also have to roll for these guys who got hit.
Oh, there were other things in there too? Okay.
So, the thing I was describing before I was interrupted, no.
Yeah.
You hurl this fireball, the initial blast happens, the hooded man is missing as the explosion occurs. It does hit the two clay blobs that were near him as it happens. And as the fire sort of begins to spread around this tavern, which I will now have to occasionally roll for to see how often it spreads, the blobs, the clumps, begin to take form into massive clay golems. And so for two of them, I'm going to have to roll their saves. They have an immunity to something. I just need to find out what. Okay. Okay, so they get to do that. Whoops. Okay, so one of them saves, the other one does not.
Okay, so that means one takes 18, the other takes 36.
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna have to get them written up here. Everybody roll for initiative. Because things are about to get interesting. D20 game. You followed in the midst of my whole long-winded explanation. Thank you so much for that. It's good to have you here. Also, hello, Bango and Zoe. Not great rolls on their initiative, but we'll live with it. Okay. I would like 20 to 25. Okay. 15 to 20.
19?
Yeah,
Okay.
15.
19 and 15.
15.
Okay. 15 as well. Alright, cool. So we will have... Where do you lie, Dorcas?
12.
12? Okay.
Apparently, I started this, but I'm not that excited about
Cautiously optimistic.
it. Maybe I'm gonna take an approach from Snowland and try and talk my way out of this after I've already thrown a huge attack.
That's a whole different universe, though.
It's-
You're comparing Marvel and DC here. These are different universes. we have a different Pathfinder game with a different group that plays every other week. So let's see. I'm sorry, my eye just itched really bad. It's going
How
good.
dare you
Gentlemen.
have an itchy eye?
I know it's blasphemy for me to do anything else than run the game perfectly. All right. All right. So one of the golems is going to be first, and then after that will be Azriel. All right. So we are going to just so we get the full layout, so everybody knows. If you guys can look here for a moment. Oops, I did not mean to move the screen. So we have here Vaza, Dorcas, Gildea, and due to his movement, we now have Azriel up here. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 golems.
Oh,
All those golems I hit with fireball feeling.
2 of them were hit. They let's see. You said one got 32.
36.
36. My bad. Okay, one moment. So 36 based off that, and the other one was
18.
18. They're looking a little dry, but they're still standing.
Okay.
So this is where we find ourselves. The first golem is going to be up, which is this one down here. I will say, for those of you who, may comment on it, these guys are not golems on Tailspire, but they look better. The only golem that Tailspire has is a flesh golem, and I didn't like how the look of it was for the vibe I was going for. So I brought these guys in. They're a lot bigger, but I feel like it works. There's a lot of homebrew stuff, so just live with it. This golem is going to move first and is going to take a swing at Baza, being the closest one there. Right. That's 11 to hit.
Yeah, not today.
Okay. And then I believe it gets. Yes, it is going to attack a second time. That's 18 to hit. The silence is the silence is deafening.
That's a clash.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
So the first powerful fist comes down and slams, and you're able to move out of the way of it as it makes contact with the bar. It comes down again with another slam, but this time the clay seems to liquefy as it makes contact with you and form around you. It does not do damage to you yet, but it seems to have grabbed you as it hardens in place back into the golem's form. And this is your clash. Your arms and legs are free. You are basically suspended in midair as it has gone down and come to pick you up and hardened itself once again. For those of you who are new here, clash is something we do. Instead of tying and we, either it goes to the attacker or defender, we do clash. So when you tie with the armor class, you come into this battle to see who will get the actual damage first. One of the little things we do here at my table, at least. And then we now have Azriel. Then there will be a golem, and then Vaza, you will be up.
Is that golem right next to me, or do I need to move to it?
I will count it as right next to you.
Alright.
If
Well,
you guys want me to move around and like change how the camera orientation, I can move this however I want. I can delete parts. Like we can do however it works. But yeah, you are within range of this golem.
Alright, I'm going to stab at him with my rapier.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to hit. That is a 13.
Yeah, 13. Let's see here. No, just misses.
Okay. I'm going to run to the golem to the right of me.
Okay, so this one over here.
Yep.
Okay.
And I figure, what, that's 5 feet?
That would be 10.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna try and strike at him with the Trickster's Blade.
All right.
That's not gonna hit either. That's 11.
Yeah, that won't do it.
And then I'm just gonna run away
Okay.
from both of these.
Where would you like to go?
Towards my party.
Okay. So that's 10 feet. You get 30 feet of movement.
35.
35. So 5, 10. You will get an attack of opportunity from both of
No.
these.
I struck at both of them, so they do not get attack of opportunities on me.
Okay. So that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is right back where you started then.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Cool. So we'll return you to this spot. And that will be your turn, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Okay, so we got another golem up. It'll be this one over here. Golems don't have a crazy insane amount of movement. He is going to move forward, and that's about as far as he's going to be able to get. Vaza, you're up, and then Gildea.
Does my golem have an eye?
They seem to have they have facial structure, but as for actual eyes, they just seem to have the socket of where an eye would be. Like, you see the definition of where a nose bridge would go and where a brow would be, but there's no actual eye there.
Okay, so there's like eye holes and nose holes, but like nothing.
Sort of, yeah. Oh, you know what? It's so weird. I have this. It's weird that I have it, but it's a good representation. Can you see my camera on the stream thing? I know you can't see it through how I do our video chat. But like this, so like this doesn't have nose holes or like a actual mouth hole. It has definition of where an eye would go, but there's no actual eye here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
It was an art project I did that my art teacher said was not cool. So
A terrible art teacher.
yeah, she was. I'm gonna be honest. She was not a very nice person to me and my artistry. I thought I did a really good job on it.
I mean, it's
I
creepy.
can carrot call her.
A carrot collar. I don't even know if she still works there, actually.
Don't care.
I'm gonna grab one of my hand axes and try and smack him in the neck hole area.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make your attack then.
Go back to
17.
17 will hit.
What's the over-under on the probability of Mystic hitting Azrael in this fight?
Just give
She's
me
not
time,
even
baby.
looking at me this time.
Just
I
give
know.
me time.
Give it time.
That's why it would have been even funnier. Like, she rolls a 1, not even looking at Azrael, throws the axe, it bounces off something, it hits Azrael.
Patty, are those links not working?
None of those that I typed.
Let me try YouTube. I don't think YouTube is mod blocked, but it might be for some reason. It is mod blocked. I don't know why. Okay. I'm gonna have to change that. I'm sorry.
Just trying to help out.
But you want to take a swing at where his neck would kind of be, and what'd you get? You said 17?
I think that's what she said.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm sorry. There was things happening, and okay. That absolutely hits. So what is the damage on that? Sorry.
Misty?
Yeah.
The
Can you not
damage?
hear me?
No.
We couldn't there for a while,
No.
no.
No. That was weird.
Now we can.
Is that better? Is that
Yeah.
is it looking now?
It's a little better.
Yes.
Right, okay. Oh. 9.
9 damage. Awesome.
Crit hit.
Maximum damage.
Maximum damage.
So you are able to pull one of your hand axes from one of the sections kind of sticking out from this clay blob surrounding you and swing it into the golem. And as you make contact, it releases you, but aside from releasing you, it just sort of recoils. It doesn't seem to feature pain, only the impact that was made on it. And when you hit, the blade of the axe kind of sinks into it a little bit, instead of bouncing off or slashing through. You are able to remove your hand axe. You are not locked inside of the golem, but it does sort of sink and then remove. Any other actions or attacks for you?
Yeah. I want to empty my water skin over it to see what happens when it has water flung at it.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. You sort of splash. Okay, I'll say that instead of, because to me it would be like you'd have to go into your pack and get your water skin and do the whole thing. Probably like there is a drink on the bar.
Yeah, like a jug of water or something that I can just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you pick up one of the cups from the bar and sort of splash it with the liquid that is on it, and the liquid hits it and sort of runs over it, and as it does, it slowly dissolves into the clay form, and nothing seems to change.
It's not impacted by water, people.
It's not a witch.
I wonder if it's impacted by frozen water.
I think they have a word for that. Hi, this is God. Dorcas, I think they have a word for that. Hey, bud, we haven't talked.
Love this.
We haven't talked in a while.
I see.
That was bad. Wow.
So bad.
God, could you come down here and smite these golems for us since we're talking?
You get a line busy tone. Just dial tone.
You're an asshole sometimes, you know that?
Kiltea, you're up.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm gonna be very helpful in this fight. I think I'm gonna be like.
We don't know that physical attacks don't do anything.
There will be a
Yeah, because I kind of haven't hit it.
Well, but Mystic did.
there will be a golem, and then Dorcas will be after that. By the way.
Okay. I would like to use Channel Divinity,
Okay.
Sacred Weapon. So as an action, you can imbue one weapon that you are holding with positive energy. For 1 minute, you add your charisma modifier to attack rolls made with that weapon. So I'm gonna use that on my mace, my morning star, obviously.
So your weapon now does divine damage.
Yes. It well, hang on, let me keep reading. The weapon, yes.
Okay, so how long will it do that for?
1 minute.
Okay, so
Oh.
10 rounds?
Okay.
Just
The
making sure.
weapon, I mean, I don't know.
It's just making sure. I didn't know if it was like a one, like, oh, I imbue it and then use it and then it's gone, or if it's like I
No.
imbue it and it just keeps going for a while. That was the main thing I
Yep.
wanted to be sure about.
Yep.
Cool.
The weapon also emits bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light 20 feet beyond that.
It's like a sword of the cross.
If the weapon is not already magical, it becomes magical for the duration. If I'm no longer holding or carrying the weapon, or if I fall unconscious, the effect ends.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so you have imbued your blade with divine energy. It shines very brightly. I can't create that light source in this sort of aspect, but it shines very brightly throughout the room.
Okay. So, I feel like I have no idea like where the squares are on here. It's way too dark for me to see that. So I feel like I can probably get to either the one off of Mystic's shoulder or the one that like actually got a turn and just moved towards us.
Is that a little brighter for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so this is you here. And you wanted to go for the one by Vaza?
I think so.
Okay, so that is this here. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Alright. Whoop. Put you in range there. Okay.
How about a dirty 20?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yay.
Them! Oh, mighty Spider!
3d8s.
Damn.
Is that divine, man?
Where are they? There's another.
You want to use this one?
Maybe.
You want to use my
No.
fate die?
No!
Nobody wants your
Did you
fate
get that out of
die.
your
It's
bubble?
a d8 anyway. Ooh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That is maths. 15, 16, 17, 18, 21.
21 damage of divine energy.
Divine damage.
Mm.
Here you thought you wouldn't be useful.
Well, I still don't know that I'm gonna be useful. Maybe my mace is gonna get stuck in its head.
Yeah, but I feel like divine damage is kind of a like. There's not a lot that can block.
Not a whole lot.
Unless we
You've
be
got
fighting
faith.
angels.
So you slap this hoe. No. You swing with your morning star, and as the large chunked end of it cuts up through, a chunk of clay sort of flies off and splats against the wall as you smash through this golem. And again, no roar, no noise is made from the golem, but it does recoil at the strike. And after the clay flies off, the remaining clay on the golem sort of forms around the pit that you made.
Like it's replacing that limb or whatever.
It wasn't a limb, so like think of it as like you hit it in its chest and a chunk flew off.
Huh.
And so it's sort of covering the chunk now to have a whole form.
Might have done something. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just happy that the chunk that flew off didn't, get up and spring legs and run
Become
around,
another one, yeah.
skitter around.
It grows little baby legs and it starts running around.
Shut up!
This is not Clayface.
No!
You don't know it's not Clayface. Can you confirm that it's not Clayface?
No.
Did you say freezing? Dorcas.
What?
What if we froze it and then
That-
tried to smash it to pieces?
That is the plan.
Alrighty. Gildea, do you have anything else for your turn?
I don't think I could, even if I wanted to.
Just making sure. I have another golem, Dorcas. We'll do 2 golems after him. Then I'll roll some stuff, and we'll be back to the top of the order. Alright, so this one here is going to do something a little interesting. This golem steps forward, and you guys may notice that there are a couple pillars marking up some of the area here. He is going to kind of try to at least thread the needle between those 2 pillars and yeet this table to this sort of cluster of individuals. So I'm gonna have to make a couple different rules for his abilities. Whoops. So here's that one. That is bad.
That is good.
Alright. He sort of saunters up and slaps this table, and it goes flying. It hits and folds around the pillar closest to all of you, not hurting anyone. Cups and plates go flying around, but no one is hurt by this. I'm gonna delete this table from the battlefield, so that way it's no longer in the way. While I do that, Dorcas, go ahead and...
After he throws his table, I go, "Hey! You wait your turn! We're not to you yet! Patient!" Alright, so wait, is everyone around the... where is Azrael at?
Azrael is here, back at the bar.
Okay.
You are here. Vaza and Gildea are these 2.
Azrael's up next. There's the next party member up, right?
Yes, after a few golems.
Alright. I'm going to attack the golem that's nearest to us.
Okay, this big guy over here.
That's going to be an 18.
Okay, that does hit. That's just a
Alright.
direct attack.
It is, yes. I mean, it's a spell, but yes.
Gotcha.
I need d8s now, too. So this is going to be a chromatic orb. This one is going to be a freezing one.
Freezing orb.
That's going to be 24 points of cold.
Alright. This orb strikes this golem, and as it does, the outer, I guess, clay form of it crystallizes, and a frost appears across it as the ice forms across its body, and it sort of stiffens its movement for a moment, but it has not fully stopped. It does seem to kind of be rock jointed, but it has not stopped moving completely.
That's the best I can do. Someone try and smash it before it wears off.
Right. That's the end of your turn.
Well, I mean,
If you got more, you got more. I ain't gonna tell you no.
I do have 2 weapon fighting. I could try and stab it with my dagger, I suppose.
Okay.
How far away is it from me?
I'd have to move you just like to this catty corner here. But that you're
Okay. Let's do that.
sweet. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh, I'm not doing a damn thing.
I'm guessing it was pretty low.
I mean, it's the second worst thing I could have rolled, so
That's a big old 2 then.
it's big old 2.
Yeah, you are unable to strike. There's kind of a lot going on in this little area right here. Difficult for you to get a dagger in. I'm gonna try to do. So I got 3 golems up, and then Azrael will be up. So I'm gonna try to do these turns a little quick, so we don't gotta watch me do a whole bunch of stuff. So this one first is going to move here. This one is going to come down here. Well, not fully. You can make it about that far, I'd say. And then this one is the next one up at the top of the order. So he's going to make a slam attack, again at Vaza, since you broke free of his little clench there.
Am I within? I'm within 5 feet of her, aren't I?
Correct.
There's a thing. I have a thing.
There's a thing. Everybody wait for the thing.
While wielding a shield and a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Alrighty. So this attack roll will have disadvantage,
It's almost as if she has the high ground.
which is funny because y'all are on the same level.
It's the moral high ground.
Yes. Yes.
Boy, you're so lucky it's disadvantage. I say without having rolled the second roll yet. Because we will see if... So that is the lower. 17 to hit Vaza, which you're 18, correct? So that will not hit. It goes to strike down and slam, missing you and hitting the bar once again. As its fist makes contact with the bar, you see the hard pieces of its outer sort of clay body that were frosted sort of chip off, but it appears to not really notice. The sort of forearm section of its body now is no longer frosted. It is back to its original state. And then it will do its...
Did you roll a 20 there for your first roll?
For the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Because you just said lucky that it was disadvantage.
Because the first one was a nat 20, and I was like, oh, you're lucky. But boy, oh man, wouldn't you know? He has a second slam attack. He's going to swing with his other hand, Gildea. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Cool.
He swings.
Big and clunkier.
I know.
He swings wildly and hits the wall close to him, and very similar as the other arm, it sort of shockwaves through him, and the ice chips off. And he's slowly gaining a bit more movement to himself as he does that. Azrael, you're up. We'll have a golem and then Vaza.
Is he still frozen? Like any part of him still encased in ice?
There's frost around him, but he isn't frozen in place. It just seems to be kind of inhibiting his movement a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna jump on the table, or like the bar behind me.
All right. Whoop.
So that you have the high ground?
So that I have the high ground. I'm going to run at the golem and then leap and stab it.
I love this in so many ways. Make me an acrobatics check, please.
Hell yeah.
I think it's hell no.
Oh,
It's the
no.
Azrael way. That is a natural one.
God.
For those of you who are not normally around here in our show here, Azrael has this incredible thing where he either rolls nat 20s or nat 1s, and I get to do unspeakable things whenever he rolls a nat 1. Yeah, you leap into the air, full confidence, full send, that you will land on the back of this golem. But as it's swinging wildly in these attacks, you just right over top of it, and let me roll a thing here.
I love it.
Not like a fate thing, but I'm gonna roll. Yeah, okay. You're going to take 6 damage as you not only slam into the wall, but then fall to the ground. And that is how you end up. Prone on the ground as you jump and fall.
Yeah, I think I might just get back up, and that'll probably be it for me.
How much movement did you use? 5, 10. You have 35 movement?
Yeah.
Because you have to use half movement to get up.
Oh, so I probably can't even get up.
Yeah, no. You would have used over half your movement to get to the end of the bar.
Hang on. So I have cunning action, which allows me to dash as a bonus action.
Okay.
So that would double my movement, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I can retcon your dash to like jump onto the bar and such, and then yeah, I'll give you that so you can get up. You rolled on that one. I'll be nice. But I will be putting you over
Well done,
here.
Twinkle Toes.
I like to think that I sailed over him and then like my chest like caught on the ice and zoop!
Just I got it. Shoop! It was that.
Jamaica has a bobsled team.
It was that. Oh, it was on TikTok for a while. The I'm sorry, All Might. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm a failure. As he like flies through the air. Yeah, so that is it. I rolled the fate roll a little late, but due to that, fire has spread further through this inn, but not directly affecting all of you, not getting closer to you guys, but sort of taking on another section. So nothing to directly be worried about yet. We got another golem up, and then Vaza.
I don't like that word.
Don't worry,
Yet.
I can do something about it
Yet.
if need be.
This golem here is going to just charge in and go for the slam-a-jam. It's going to destroy this table on its way. Uh-oh, can I have build? Thank you.
Oh boy.
All the special decal stuff I put that doesn't disappear when you delete a table. It's fine. Charge through and go for the slam-a-jams. First on Gildea, because she big and clunky. That's not going to hit you, even with modifier. It will use its second attack to then attack Dorcas, who is also directly in front of him. That's a different story!
What'd you roll?
I'm just going to say this, it's over 20, but with modifier.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is going to hit you.
Yeah, it's gonna hit me. Yeah.
Wait. Are you within five feet of me?
Am I within 5 feet of her?
Yes, he is.
I can do the
Disadvantage!
thing. I can do the thing. I
Do
think.
the thing.
Yeah, I can do it. Disadvantage.
Okay, so I've rolled the second one then, which was lower, but with
Much lower.
modifiers, it's 17.
Okay, then I will cast shield.
As your reaction,
Sure will.
what does that add to you?
That'll bring me to clash.
Oh,
Okay.
buddy. Similar situation. Just like with Vaza, he brings his fist down, which seems to liquefy over you, and he sort of picks it up a little bit, and it hardens, and you are sort of in the stasis with your arms and legs free, as you are locked in this grip with him.
Thank you.
Vaza, then Gildea.
Is Vaza still in clash?
Nope.
No, I'm not.
Vaza got out of clash.
Okay, hang on. So, where am I?
You are here.
Okay. And how far away is that golem at the back from me? Like, if I went to be like within, alongside Dorcas,
So
to the
you,
right of him.
oh, like if you wanted to go here.
Yeah.
So you would be able to do that, but you would take a attack of
Right.
opportunity from the one you were moving away from.
Oh yeah.
Is that something you would like to do, or do you want to stay in the spot you were at?
No, I'm gonna stay in the spot that I'm at.
Okay.
I'm go full pelt with my longsword.
Got you. The long
Wait,
sword,
the
not
one-
the cursed great sword.
Not the cursed one. Just my normal long sword.
I mean,
Uh,
last time you used the cursed one, it worked out real well for you.
Yeah, that worked out fine. That was great. I'm gonna use my normal long sword first.
It's normal
Wasn't
for
it?
now. With your luck, it's going to be cursed by the end of the night.
It probably will be. God.
There's a problem with this picture.
What? Oh damn. Okay, yeah, you're right.
15.
That does hit.
Okay, cool. This is a two-handed smasheroonie.
Alrighty.
Nine.
9 total damage. Alrighty. Mark that down. Similar to Gildea's attack, you slice through, and a chunk of clay does not fall out of it, but it does sever clay, and you see sort of webbing as the clay tries to form itself back and heal this cut that has occurred. Though you notice, and I suppose you would have noticed with Gildea's attack that took out a chunk, it is discolored, the clay that replaces, almost leaving like a scar in its place. So it's reforming itself, but the damage is still there, present. Do you have any other attacks or actions? My blanket keeps falling down, and I'm not happy about it. That's
Yeah, with my other action, I'm gonna grab my acid vial out of my backpack.
all right. So you're just readying the vial then?
Yeah.
Alright. Give you that. Gildea, and then a golem, and then Dorcas.
Yes. Okay. would. I'm a dummy, and I forgot that I get 2 attacks per action.
Well, I wouldn't call you a dummy. It's been a hot minute since we played.
Yep. So I'm going to attack that. Well, yeah, I'm going to attack that same one we've been working on.
All right, go ahead and roll me your attack roll.
14 doesn't hit, does it?
It's a clash, actually.
Oh. So then how do...
You all witness a very interesting sight as Gildea goes to make her attack, and her Morningstar sinks in to the golem, but doesn't come back out. And you sort of drop in enough that the clay kind of wraps around your hand as well, which causing this clash and keeping you locked into place with this golem. If you have 2 attacks on your turn, if you'd like to use that one to try to get out of it, if you have something you can do with your free hand.
I mean, I have my shield in my other hand. Can I can bash at it, couldn't I?
Yeah, I think there's something written. Is it the Shield of Return?
Yeah.
I believe there's something written in there about melee attacks with it.
Not that I see, but...
I thought it was equal to your Morningstar because it's a blunt weapon.
Oh, here we go. Enemy was trying to use on a second hit. 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Assuming that I hit. Oh, as a bonus action, can shield bash doing 1d6 damage. Okay. Cool. How about... So... But that's not gonna get... That doesn't get any modifiers.
It should, doesn't it?
Oh, strength
Usually
mod.
a bonus action doesn't.
Well, if it's a bonus action, it won't. Because I remember originally I had not written in a way to melee attack with the Shield of Return, and so we had written that in as you can do it as a bonus action, but you won't get any modifiers. And then,
but she's doing it as an attack.
Right, as a regular attack, it should get your strength modifier.
Strength mod. Okay, sorry.
You're okay.
I
know we have some issues whenever we try to do something with it.
Would she also get the full 2d6 of damage since it's a bonus action?
Correct. Yes. As a bonus action, it does.
It doesn't matter because it's only a 13. So.
You don't get your normal attack modifier bonus for this?
I think her normal attack is strength as her modifier.
Yeah, it is strength.
Yeah. Right, but you rolled better than you did with your. That's a 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plus 6 is 15.
But that's
Plus 6
is 15. Yeah.
A strength, she would normally have a plus 4.
Oh. So apparently your
the Morningstar might be because of proficiency with martial weapons. Yeah. Oh, and also the Morningstar is divine right now.
Yeah. Is the shield not a martial weapon?
It's a magic weapon.
All right, then she's right. Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
Tried.
I know.
It's all good. Even though this is homebrew, sometimes we got to bring the rules lawyering in to make sure that everybody gets what they can get.
Yeah.
You attempt to strike, but it is hard with one arm being inside of this golem to get the full force behind a shield bash.
Can I do the shield
action?
Bash bonus action too?
Yes, but you won't get your modifier, so it'll be whatever you roll, and then we'll do less damage if you hit.
Gee, nope.
God. Nope.
Triashima Gildea is attempting to bash at this golem that has sort of become consuming her arm, I guess. And she is unable to get a good hit in. Got a golem and then Dorcas. We got this one over here. No, this one. This is the one we're on. Alright. This golem can't really move. Oh, you know what? Yeah. It's not happy. This golem steps forward, and as you may notice, it's having trouble getting through. And in a fit of anger, is in a fit of anger, takes a large chunk out of the support next to it, in an attempt to get past the golem in front of it. And as it does, there's of course the loud crash and the splinter as wood is flown across the tavern, but there's also a resounding groan, this boom, as the sort of inn has now had an excessive amount of damage done to it. Nothing else seems to happen though. We now go to Dorcas, and then we'll have a few golems and get back to the top.
I'm in a clash. What do I have to do?
I don't believe you're in a clash.
Yes, I am. Because it attacked me and I put my shield up, which put it in clash.
Ah, yes, you are. So you have to roll an attack, and your attack must beat this golem's DC. Or not DC, AC. So you have to make a successful hit on this golem to release yourself.
Any kind of attack?
Yeah, I suppose with wizards, you could make like a magical attack, and so long as it hits, is kind of the thing. So with Azrael, Vaz, and Gildea, they usually have to make another attack with a sword or something to push past. But for you, it's a little different, unless you find much confidence in your martial weapon skills.
15?
15 will hit.
Oh. Okay.
So what is it you used there?
I mean, the cold didn't really seem to do a whole lot. So...
I think it helped.
You think it helped?
Yeah.
Did you throw a chromatic orb?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to pick damage type. This is not the same one that we've been attacking, though.
No, it is this one here that approached.
Did that one get hit by my fireball?
No, it did not.
You could try something else,
That's what I'm thinking.
like to rule things in or out. I don't know.
The fire seemed to have some effect.
Mhm.
Like it's drying them out, so... Lightning might also do that? Or acid could potentially melt. I don't know. Would acid do something?
I feel like he's not going to tell you.
No, I know. I'm kind of talking to myself. Let's do...
I knew it was
let's do
rhetorical. It's like, he's not going to get an answer. He knows.
Let's do acid. So that's 14 plus 10 is 24 points of acid damage.
I think that's a little crazier than I want to get this evening.
What?
Doing acid, but maybe some other time.
Good lord.
Party at the nerds.
Apparently. You lob this ball of acid, this orb, I guess, of acid, and it hits and sort of seems to, eat its way into, how much acid damage did you say?
24.
Eat its way into the golem, and it releases you, and you catch yourself, and it looks down at its body for a moment, and almost looking like it releases, like a but again, making no noise or anything. You see drops of acid drip out of it, and the acid hits the ground and sort of begins dissolving the floorboards as it rights itself after taking that hit.
Feels like it did something.
Uh-huh. More of that, please.
Can I? Okay, so question.
Answer.
I have 2 weapon fighting, and you're probably not gonna let me do this, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So with my dagger, is it possible that I could use, because there's a spell I have that applies to striking with my dagger?
What do you mean by that?
I want to do a booming blade.
What is booming blade?
That sounds awesome.
It does, doesn't it?
You'd think that.
So, you make a melee attack against one creature within 5 feet of me. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon damage's normal effects, and then becomes sheathed in booming energy. Until the start of my next turn, if the target willingly moves, then it takes 1d8 thunder damage.
Oh.
Till the start of your next turn if it willingly moves. Okay. I would say yeah, then the effect would work, because it's just like
Okay.
you put it on the dagger, and then the dagger is the attack, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to cast it on the dagger. It's just like
No.
you use the dagger as the spell, like as your
Yes.
as the channeling point.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, you're good.
Okay. That's going to be a 16.
That hits.
Okay.
Cool.
2 points of damage.
That is fine. So you stab into it, and of course you kind of give it a quick jab with a dagger. Doesn't seem to do much. Again, it fills that spot, and there is a bit of discoloration there. But you see from the ripple a sort of wavy energy come over it.
Okay. Can I move? I can still move, correct?
Yes.
Can I get behind the bar?
Sure. You'll take an attack of opportunity from moving out of its range.
Shit. Not worth it. I just see us getting surrounded here, and I'm squishy.
Well, but if the monster tries to do an attack of opportunity, is that going to trigger your effect that you put on him?
It's a movement, right?
Yeah, he's not moving. He's just attacking.
Yeah.
But I feel
Okay.
like if I don't move, then he's not gonna at some point.
Right. He's not going to try.
I mean, he can still get to you guys. So it may not matter. You know what? Let's do it. Yeah, I'm gonna move away.
All right. You jump behind the bar, and I'm going to roll for that attack of opportunity. Because even if it does hit you, I don't think it'll kill you. He said, hoping to God. 21
Yeah, okay.
will hit there. So
But that's how much. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit. Yeah, and I can't. I mean, my shield won't do enough.
Oh boy, oh man. Where is that die? Is this the first person these guys have actually hit?
Yep.
Other than the clashes, yeah.
Y'all about to find out what kind of damage these guys do.
This could be bad.
Oh.
13 damage.
Okay. I'm not doing good. I am not doing good.
So you take a quick stab and try to take a book, or a play out of Azrael's book, the Stab and Dash. And as you quickly move away, you just aren't quick enough on that dash as it bops you, kind of giving you the, step you need to get up over that bar as you are struck in the back.
Oh.
We got a few golem turns, and then we will be at the top. Oh, I'll have to roll my fate die. I can't forget that this time. Okay, so
Please tell me that one's gonna move.
this one here is going to move to this point. He's able to get there without issue. This one, well, he is headed in this direction. I guess I should be specific on that. And then this one here is going to step forward and attempt to break through the bar. Is unsuccessful. He slams down and kind of damages the bar a little bit, but is not able to fully crush through it to get it past or get beyond it. I'm gonna roll to see world event here.
Jeez.
Ooh, buddy, oh man.
Oh. I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that.
That's a lot of fire.
That is a lot of fire. That's what happens when I roll really low on your guys' fate.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yes.
Are you sure?
We just need to survive these things, and I can get us out.
As the fire begins to spread, it starts heading its way over towards the doors that you guys entered through, blocking off one of the door's entrances and creeping further into towards the bar. As you also notice, I can't show it here because we can't do like a reversed view. It begins to spread further along the wall, and some of the support beams are becoming engulfed. The cracking sound and groaning that you heard when the one golem struck the support is beginning to happen more frequently. That is those movements. We got the golem that you all are fighting, and then Azrael will be up. So this golem here is going to take an attack on Vaza again. He's still trying to get that hit in. The bar is not looking good next to you. He keeps slamming down on that. 16 plus... It's 20, dirty 20.
That hit.
Alright, so it is going to slam.
Wait, are you gonna do the thing again?
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say it.
Because I'm within 5 feet.
I'm being nice. Alright, I'll roll with disadvantage. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let her be the one to do it. I was just gonna roll the damage. If I roll damage, she can't stop me. 13 does not hit. You're lucky. But it has a second attack.
Does it still get disadvantage
Fine.
on that?
I can do it again.
That's fine.
You only get. Is it a reaction?
I don't think it's labeled as one.
I can pull up your player sheet.
She's
and
got it
check.
up.
Oh, yeah, it is a reaction.
So you only get one reaction for every one of your turns.
Oh, you can only do it once.
So you won't
Damn
be able
it.
to do it for this second attack. That's okay.
Fine.
As long as we know.
Well, and I've definitely done it too many times last time.
Cheat me. I'm trying to be nice and you're cheating me. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, it's gonna get this second attack, which I already rolled it. I know that does not hit, even without that having to take disadvantage. Azrael, you're up. We'll have a golem and then Vaza.
Alright. I am going to stab at the golem right in front of me.
Alrighty.
That's a natural 20.
Oh
Nice.
my god.
Absolutely hits.
And since he is kind of surrounded by my teammates, that's going to be sneak attack damage.
So with natural 20, you will get max damage plus whatever you roll. Is that how we do it? How do we do it here? I never remember how we do it here. Should I just roll it as max damage plus whatever you roll? Just be like, boom, there.
I mean,
Or we just double whatever I roll.
We'll just
That's
double
what we've
whatever
always
you roll.
done. We've doubled it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what we've always done.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't want to be wrong. Okay, so you'll get double whatever you roll plus your sneak attack damage.
I also get to roll an extra dice because of one of my feats.
God damn. Which feat do you use?
It's Piercer. It says when you score a critical hit that deals piercing damage to a creature, you can roll one additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage the target takes.
God damn.
So that was
So many die.
So 16, then the extra damage, or the extra die would be 4. So that'd be what? 32,
20.
36?
Yeah.
Because he's doubling.
Well, no, because
Doubling
16
except
plus
for
4.
that last die.
Oh, then that's so 16 doubled is 32.
And then I add 4 to that for this
36,
last
yes.
die.
Yeah.
So 36 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, you're pulling wizard level damage.
You plunge your rapier into the back of this golem, and as you do, it sort of straightens itself for a moment, and it reaches up and back like it's trying to reach behind you, and as it does, you watch it sort of stutter as it does and freeze in the position of trying to reach back, and you see as you pull your blade from its back, the spot that you pierced no longer meshes and returns itself. Instead, you now see hardened clay in front of you as a golem statue is frozen in this position.
Excellent. I would like to jump on the table in front of me.
All right. I have a
And
feeling I
then
know where this is going.
Leap onto the golem that has the booming blade aura on it.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
That's a natural 1.
Oh.
Hey!
It's the Azrael way. It's got to be a natural 20 or a natural 1.
And you got both in one turn.
That's the way it goes.
I don't need to ask for anything this Christmas, I don't think. Yeah, so, okay. Okay. I don't want to fully just be like, hate. Let me think. A natural 1 on acrobatics. Okay. You leap from this table, flying through the air, attempting the same thing you just failed not 10 seconds ago. And you collide with this golem and sort of land on its face, dragging it. The movement, your velocity makes it turn and stagger. As it staggers, it does move a little bit, so it will take the thunder damage. But as it moves and takes the thunder damage, it swipes away and basically in one motion, grabbing you off its face and chucking you in the direction you are moving.
I thought you were going to have him take thunder damage too. Okay.
Me too.
So, first off, how much thunder damage will this golem take?
6.
6 thunder damage?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it of course throws Azrael, and you hear the boo, like the cacophony, and the electric energy move away from the golem as it is hit by this. Azrael, you go flying and slam into this table over here. The table breaks under your force of contact. You are lucky you don't fly far enough to land in the fire. But you will take damage for falling through a table at high velocity. Five damage. I need to delete this table from existence.
He technically has a second attack though, still, doesn't he?
I mean, Yeah, I guess. But you've moved. I guess you've only moved 5 feet, really. 10 at the most. So yeah.
Okay. The one that's straight up on me. I'm gonna move up to it and try and stab it with the trickster's blade.
All right.
No. The one that's closest to the bar. Sorry.
Ah, I see. Is that close enough? Yes.
That's another natural one.
Oh my god!
Did Ames touch your dice?
She must have.
Anyway!
A natural.
So this dice is going in jail.
Jail.
Straight
We're
to jail.
pulling out the other die.
You roll 2 natural ones, straight to jail. Yeah.
Technically rolled
natural
3 in the entire game.
3.
Yeah.
I now get to once again think in my mindscape of what the hell I want to do to your natural one. Because boy oh man. I'm gonna roll fate. I'm gonna roll fate.
No.
If you get above 10, fate will be kind to you. If you get below 10, fate will not be kind.
Hopefully my wife hasn't touched your dice.
Fortunately, she has. Apparently. Because I got a 5.
Oh no.
Oh,
Fate is not kind on this day.
no.
You run at this golem to attack it, and go to stab with your trickster's blade. And you hit its back. And then you go further. And you notice suddenly that the clay has formed around you. And you are on the other side, in front of a half-smashed bar. Seemingly no problem. However, the golem's having trouble breaking this bar. It could really use a tool. And picks you up and throws you down into the bar in an attempt to use you to break it.
Can I use my uncanny dodge?
You rolled a natural 1 on this, bud. I told you what would happen. You knew.
I just figured I would ask.
You were warned what the fate would bring.
I'm going to. I will roll its regular slam damage, which is as nice as I can be, but it's still a lot of damage.
As he picks you up, can you just go, "Don't touch me, motherfucker"?
Don't touch me, motherfucker.
I was waiting for the face ball on that one.
No, I think that's funny. You take
I like it when I
15.
quote Boo's favorite movie.
You take 15 damage
Okay.
as you are slammed down through this bar.
Are you still up?
Kinda. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
You are slammed down. The kegs that were underneath the bar explode. You are covered in a mixture of wine and ale, and you are lifted into the air again as he preps another slam, which will not yet happen. But you are grabbed by this golem now. Oh man.
You're covered in ale and the room is fucking on fire.
It is
Ale and
indeed.
fire aren't that flammable. Or ale and wine. The alcohol content's not nearly high enough.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not. Yeah. They would actually put the fire out.
They're not as
Good.
distilled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
I don't think that's gonna matter if he gets this other slam.
Well,
Slam. The golem is up, and then Vaza. So this golem is the one that is up and is going to attempt to attack Gildea.
now.
Now. 18 to hit. It's all right. Get it out.
Sorry, that's a clash.
Good
It's a
lord.
clash. Similar to the last, you are pinned into this hard, sort of surrounding area. They get a second attack, so he will pick up this hardened bit and attempt to slam it into the ground. And that is gonna have to hit because that's a dirty 20. That is 15 points of damage. The clash ends as he slams you into the ground and releases you, but you take 15 points as you are thrown into the ground and knocked prone from this hit. The prone is primarily from him being able to, surround and grab you and then bring you down. It's not a thing they normally do when they hit. I'll be open about that. That is his attack, Vaza, and then Gildea.
How far away from me is Gildea?
She is here, you are here, so you're within a 5-foot movement. I mean, you're kind of like right next to each other, so you wouldn't even have to move if you wanted to do something, but...
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use my vial of acid and run a bit of it down my longsword.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stab the one that I've been stabbing all along.
So this one, the one in front of you, I'm leaving it there just because it has hardened, but it is now...
Oh yeah, that one's gone, isn't it?
Yes. So
Okay,
even though it
no.
is still there, I'm leaving it just for, you would have to get around it if you wanted to move. But these two are the closest ones to you.
Okay, the one that's directly in front of me then.
Alrighty. You turn and you want to attack with your longsword.
Yep.
One-handed, I presume, because you used one hand for the acid and then...
Yeah.
Okay.
$17.
17 will hit.
Come on, be nice. Be nice. 7.
7. Right. You slice through, and again, creating a cut in this golem. It seals it, though the acid makes it a little difficult for it to seal. As it tries to seal up, some of the acid burns away some of the clay and has to replace it quickly. So it takes a second, but it does seal this wound.
Where are the two that took fireball damage?
That would be this one that Vaza is attacking, and this one back here.
Which one took the full?
That would be... Which one did take the full? Wait, it was this one, right? Yeah, this one back here took the full. Forgot to... I guess I didn't factor that one into that one's health, but I did do that now. Sorry about that. Vaza, are you good? Yeah? Alright. Gildea, you're up, and then we'll have a Golem and Dorcas.
Well, I would like to try and resolve the clash.
The clash ended with its second attack. Yeah, you are prone,
okay.
so you would use half your movement to get up.
Okay, let's do that.
Alright. So you will go from prone to standing. You are good.
And then I would like to attack not the one in front of Mystic, but the other one.
The one directly next to you here.
Oh.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yep.
Roll me your attack.
That's a good attack.
Yay! That'll go. That's a 22.
That will hit. Absolutely.
22.
22? Yeah. Okay, and then 17, 20 points of piercing, radiant damage or whatever.
Divine.
Divine.
Alrighty. Said, wait, 20 what?
Well, because the weapon is piercing,
Okay.
and then like the spell that I cast is still going. So
The divine, yeah.
yeah,
So it was 20. How many? I didn't hear the second number was my problem. I'm sorry.
there was only. It's just 20.
It's just 20. See, that's the thing that fucked me up. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Alright. You slam into this golem with your divine energy, and similar to the first one, when you hit it, a chunk of clay flies from it. And when it does, it doesn't make a splat. It crushes a hole in the wall, with the wall that it hits. You look to see it, and you look back, and you notice that this golem sort of folds over itself, and as it does, it turns into a clay statue.
Hey.
So we got 2 down.
Yay! 3 to go.
3 to go.
So that was attack 1. I would like to let's attack the one that's right there attacking Mist.
Sweet.
Basil.
I will move you 5 feet, just so that where you're in melee range, you're just outside of it. But yeah, you can do your second attack.
Alrighty. Don't fail me now, dice. Oh, that's even higher than last time, so that's gonna hit. Okay, so that's 15 plus 15, 19 points of damage.
Alright, 19.
Oh, jeez.
What cheese?
Okay, you again. A chunk flies off. It shoots up and hits the ceiling, and this one splats. It does not harden. But the form happens. It is slightly discolored. This golem recoils but does not fully react, and it is still standing.
Okay. Then we'll do the bonus shield bash.
All right.
Oh, that's not gonna hit. Never mind. Or not.
That is fine. Alright, so we got a golem, and then Dorcas will be up. Then we'll do a few golem attacks. It is golem number 3, which is this one here. I label them with numbers instead of giving them names, because I already have to worry about enough names with you guys. Okay. This one here is going to come forward. You can probably guess what he's going to do. As he cannot find his way into the fray, he's going to hit this column, this support joist. Let's see if he actually succeeds in doing so. No. He punches this support pillar, and it doesn't break. It kind of cracks a little bit, but it seems to be trying to, like, not push through it, but almost rip it out of the ground. So, because it's supporting a roof, it's not really going anywhere. So the golem has like a frustration of like, just move, as it refuses to do so. Dorcas, you're up. Then we'll have a few golems. I think we might have lost audio for you, Mr. Nerd. Sorry, your mouth
You
open.
did. I'm back.
Cool.
All right. Let's do. I have the feeling that these two are hurting pretty bad. So. Okay. I'm going to cast Snillick's Snowball Swarm.
Okay.
So are those two that are those two that are kind of close to each other? Are they within 5 feet of each other?
These two here?
Yeah. If I were to
Yes.
cast the spell in between them.
Yes, these two would be within range of being hit together.
Okay, let's do that then. So they have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. So. They have to make a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. They do not have the best dexterity, but they do have some resistances that may help them in this situation. What do they have to beat?
13.
They both will beat that. One of them just barely.
Okay, well, they're still going to take half damage,
Okay.
which is pretty good. 16, half of 16 is 8.
Both take 8 damage. Alright. So, the one in the back is struck by this snowball swarm, and he's been near the fire the most. The snowballs seem to just kind of melt as they make contact with his clay form. He's not really phased by it. He's trying to rip this pillar out of the ground. It's not working. Some things are just not the way they meant to be. The other one, however, that is being fought by the other two gets hit by the snowball swarm, and it sort of isn't expecting the hit from behind, and sort of topples forward and catches itself on the bar, not fully falling onto either Vaza or Gildea. And as it tries to right itself off the bar, its large clay hand just in front of you, you notice as the hand turns hard, and this one freezes as a clay statue.
Cool.
Yeah. So you guys got these 3 down. This one and this one are still standing.
Yep, that's all I can do.
Fantastic. Well, only 2 golems left, and one of them has a very interesting action to take.
Mm-hmm.
The golem has you picked up in the air, Azrael.
Yep.
And for a moment, you feel yourself drop a little bit. You know when you're on a roller coaster or something, and you feel the drop happen real quick?
Yep.
You feel that, and then you stop. And the golem's chiseled face sort of looks at you, and you see its brow kind of grimace as it stares. And it shrugs and turns and flings. And as it flings, you're airborne for a few seconds. And you don't feel a wall smack you, you don't feel fire burn you, although it gets very hot for a second. You feel something soft. And you land And when you open your eyes and sort of look up, you realize you're buried in a bush outside across the street. You look up from this bush and you see the massive hole in the wall from the inn, and it is burning. And as you look up, you see the windows on the second floor as they have fire and smoke coming out of them, fully realizing the entirety of this situation as it is coming to pass. But you also, as you're sort of righting yourself in this bush, you see a cloaked figure standing on the porch of the inn just outside, seemingly unfazed by the situation, peering in through the glass of the door, watching. And I will give the golem a movement because he has destroyed the bar in front of him by using you as a weapon. So I'm going to break this bar section here and move him. Into here. Oops. But you are now out here. I'm going to put you out on the street. Whoops. There we go. Alright. Azrael, you're up.
Okay, so where is the figure in relation to me at the moment?
So I'm going to rotate this over here. I'm going to move him because we've been focusing mainly on battle. He is here. If you see the little bounce. And you are about here as you right yourself out of the bush.
So I should be able to get to him in one movement, right?
Well, let's see if I put you on an actual square instead of in the middle of a double one. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, your movement will get you there.
Alright, I want to move up to him.
Okay.
And just say, "What are you doing?"
The cloaked figure turns to you, and you see, you know, the last time you guys met him, you got kind of a look at his face, but not a very close one. His skin seems almost like it's falling off the bone. It's so sunken in. The very pale and weathered age of this man, a scraggled, patchy beard seems to not be growing in, but falling out across his chin. He smiles, a creeping smile, missing teeth and rotted ones still within his mouth, and he simply goes, "I am playing the game."
We have beaten your game before.
Are you so sure? Remind me, how did it end last time? Can you
Well,
be...
we met God.
You were hit by a boulder I threw, correct? And he kind of steps a little closer, getting very close to your face, and he goes, "Are you sure you ever left my game?"
God damn it, we've been in the Matrix this whole time.
I love
God, soul.
there was a smile on Patty's face that didn't leave, but you could see in the eyes the oh fuck. Like there was an oh fuck, but no expression changed.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I will say that is the most talking you can do with making it a free action.
That works for me.
Do you want to call that your turn then?
Yeah, let's call that my turn.
Okay, cool. We come back to the inside action.
The apple drink that was gonna be for that one time.
Vaza, you are up, and then Gildea. You are here. This one in front of you is now dead. Actually, all three of them around you are now.
Yeah, all three of them are gone, aren't they?
Yes, the only two remaining are this one out here and this one here.
How far is it to pillar bashing boy?
To what?
To the pillar
Oh,
bashing one.
this guy.
Yeah.
You could get there with about 10 to 15. Trying to weave your way between everything that is now frozen in front of you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go after him after I drip a bit more acid down my blade.
All right. Ah! I'm gonna let this attack go through, and then I realize something.
15.
That will hit.
Yeah.
Did you forget to do the
I-
world roll?
Yes, I rolled fate, and it was in your favor.
Mm.
So you guys are good so far.
7.
7 damage. Very well. You cut into this golem, and the acid seems to eat away at some of its, soft clay flesh, and it sort of releases the pillar and turns to go at you, and just as it begins to swing, it locks up and freezes in place. Oh, we lost you again. Audio.
You lost me again.
It just keeps going in and out. You got a loose cable somewhere?
Is that better?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I know you said some. I didn't know if you wanted
I said, boom, baby.
to. Love it. All right. If that is your turn, then Gildea will be up with 1 golem remaining.
Okay.
So you're here.
Well, I guess I'm gonna. Well, the other thing I was thinking of was healing, but um, eh, let's just go towards the left golem and attack him.
All right. It's 15 right there. Would you like to get into one of these spaces instead?
Yeah. For Pete's sake. Yeah, I have a movement speed of 30, so.
All right, so this here would be 20 from where you were.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Uh, 17.
17 will hit.
Lucky sevens.
Good.
Let's see, 14, 18, 21 points of damage.
God damn. All right. Yeah, you
I
slam into this thing, taking off a chunk of clay that slaps against the wall. It's definitely a good hit.
Attack it again then. It's gonna be a 21 to hit.
Absolutely.
Mm. 17 points of damage.
Alrighty. It's alright, guys. Gildea's just gonna solo this one if y'all are cool with that.
Yep.
That golem.
Bam bam.
Dead. Dorcas, you're up. And then that golem will be next.
Yeah, I mean.
Wait, it's not dead yet?
Nope. That
Well, then
golem.
I'm gonna
Oh, if you got more.
I'll try the shield bash thing.
Sure.
Bonus action. Or not. Never
Did
mind.
you roll an 8 again? No.
No.
The last 2 you rolled out. Alright, so now it's my turn?
Yes.
Okie dokie. 15.
That does hit. Just creeped over the line.
14 points of acid damage.
You're throwing another one of those orbs at it?
Sure am.
Alrighty. You launch this orb, and just like the last one, you hit it in the center, and it sort of dissolves through. The hole closes, and then as it relaxes, drops fall from its sides. But it is still standing.
Um,
Right. The Golem is now up.
hold up.
What? Oh, you got more?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Ooh. I have trouble remembering, like, what certain things give you guys, like, extra actions and stuff, so.
I'd have to get close to it, though, and I'm not really in a position to do that. So,
yeah.
No, I'm good.
Well, you may not be in a position to get close to it, but boy, does it want to get close to you.
Really?
It is not able to fit through this with all of the things in front of it.
Isn't Gildea also right next to it, and it's moving away from her?
Yeah.
Is that an attack of opportunity?
But before it does, I want to give it this action, because none of the golems have done this before. None have been kind of sitting on this precipice like this one is. This golem is going to invoke something that they do when they see death close. It is going to berserk.
I don't like that, Soul.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I'm gonna roll a die for it.
So
It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. So as it kind of steps forward and starts heading towards you, you still will get the attack of opportunity, but it sort of violently flails its massive arms around, smashing into the wall next to it, into the bar, into the cabinets beside, and it does kind of clear its way towards you, though it kind of wears itself out while doing so, and is unable to move any further than it has already made it. Gildea, you still will get an attack of opportunity.
I think that's the first time.
you've ever gotten one?
Uh-huh. Well, maybe one other time. Use your reaction to make one melee attack against the provoking creature.
Yeah, you just make your regular attack with your
Okay.
morning star, if that's the way you want to attack. If you want to use the shield, that's also acceptable.
I'm gonna go with a 12. Probably doesn't hit.
It does not. No.
Okay.
So this
Never mind.
golem destroys a massive amount of the decor, trying to move closer to Dorcas, but doesn't make it all the way to you. And I'll delete that as needed. There's a few people that come before it, and yeah. Azrael, you're outside. Oops, I'm moving things that I shouldn't be moving.
And as he says that to me, are you sure that you haven't escaped my game? That kind of primal rage that Azrael has been feeling erupts, and he just strikes with his fist at this guy.
Oh man. So you say primal rage. Want to ask an interesting question.
Okay.
And it's a more narrative question, less of a combat one, but it's up to your discretion.
Sure.
Does Azrael black out? Like he did in the anger room?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh man, I need to roll fate. Patty, roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Just flat with no.
That's a 15.
Okay. Azrael blacks out.
Shit.
And I will say you guys are now out of combat. Because what happens next is somewhat unstoppable. Azrael, you jump forward to hit this man, and that's the last thing you remember. The rest of you witness what comes next. The golem that was charging, I'm going to close this out since we are technically out of combat now. um, the golem that was coming after you, Dorcas, seems to suddenly freeze, and instead of turning into a statue, just sort of fall as wet clumps of clay on the ground. And you all look around, sort of assessing the situation to see what has occurred, and you hear shouting over the fire crackling and the building shifting. You hear a sort of, not really words, but a screaming happening. And the rest of the golems inside of this building crumble to rock and stone, making piles on the ground. And as you turn to see where the screaming is coming from, you see as the hooded man is thrown through the glass door into the inn. His coat sort of gets caught on the fire and sort of lights as he is thrown through. Following him quickly is Azrael, who jumps through, ignoring the fire completely. He picks up the hooded man and throws him down on the table closest to him, and ignoring the fire that is growing up around the hooded man's legs, is violently beating the hooded man on the table and is screaming a scream you've never heard him make, until eventually he steps away. Blood and sweat are running down his face. His hat fell. You aren't sure where it is, and his hair is not tied up or kept. It is just down. And Azrael, you come to, just heavily panting, your hand shaking, covered in blood, standing in this burning room. Oh, did we lose audio for you? You muted for a second, I think, and then didn't come back.
Oh, yeah, I
There
did.
we go.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're back.
What happened?
Is the hooded man dead?
He's laying there, but there's no real way of telling whether he's dead or not until you examine him.
Then I'm gonna go do that.
All right. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
I don't know shit. I rolled a 1.
That's a guy. That's a whole ass guy laying there.
Azrael, are you
I rolled a
okay?
9.
I'm fine, Vassal. Why do you ask?
Because
Gilde,
you just
I'm sorry.
wailed on him.
Gilde, you
What are
rolled a
you
9.
talking about?
He is alive, but probably wishes he isn't.
Is he
His nose is obviously broken. Any teeth he still had are gone. There are cuts that are bleeding all over his face. One eye is completely swollen shut. He's not dead, but he looks like he wishes he was.
What are you talking about, Vassal? I just hit him through the door.
Yeah, and then kept on hitting him. Screaming. Do you not... You have no recollection of that?
Vassal, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna. So wait, is the guy conscious?
Barely.
All right. I'm picking him up,
Okay.
and I'm gonna drag him over toward the fire.
Shit. Okay. It's good.
I'm gonna hold him close to the fire and say, "Give me one good reason not to burn you alive."
He kind of chuckles and coughs up some blood as he does. He goes, "Just as I told your friend." And he sort of looks up. His hood is down now. You see his bald head again. He seems like he's falling off of his skeleton, the age in this man. He sort of looks up at you with his one semi-open eye and goes, "How are you sure the game has ended?"
I let out a draconic growl. My eyes are gonna start lighting up with lightning.
He still just sort of cackles, coughing throughout it.
Then I'm going to kind of bring him somewhat closer. You know, maybe he thinks I'm pulling him out of the fire to show him mercy, and then I'm going to use my breath weapon to give him a kiss of death.
Very well. I'm not have you roll damage on it because based off what Azrael put him through and what you're about to do, I know the minimum damage that can do. You breathe lightning, just onto him, and it's yours, so it doesn't affect you, your hands, or anything. But he lets out a heart-wrenching scream as it makes contact with him, which is quickly cut off as his body and clothes just poof to ash in front of you. And you hear a clang, and you see an amulet drop to the floor as the ash slowly falls.
Well, that's all we wanted.
I don't even pay attention to it.
Very well.
I'm going to. There's still fire going all around us.
Oh yes, this building is still very much burning down.
I'm going to cast a tidal wave.
Okay.
And then exit the building.
The fire stops. However, the structural integrity of the building, it's definitely not safe to continue standing in it. So you leaving is a good choice. Yeah, the fire dissipates. Steam and smoke sort of furl into the air, and this building is now sitting as best as it can.
I'm gonna scoop up the amulet and walk out the door as well.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Dorcas.
Gildea, you as well.
I mean, I'm walking out, but I'm in absolute shock.
You all step outside. Oh, you go ahead. You have more?
No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
It was a long pause, and I was like, I think I can go. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
You all step outside to what is now a cold, silent night. Snow falls. There's a thin layer of snow across the ground now. Over across the street, there is a small market area. That when you all originally arrived seemed that it was just closed, but as you approach, you notice the food is rotten and has apparently not been used in quite some time. You find Simon over there, still connected to the wagon. He seemed to have pulled himself away when the initial explosion occurred, and is sort of sniffing around at some of the fruits and vegetables, seeing if anything is edible. Soon, you all sort of begin to ruck up into the wagon. Do you all continue your way towards where you understand the homestead to be? Where you're in your space now. This is where you're at.
I'm gonna pull Dorcas aside and be like, "Are you okay?"
What's done is done, and the man who needed to die did. Did not know what he's been doing this entire time, but at least he's done with it.
And are you okay with that?
I don't know.
You did what you had to do.
No, I didn't. I did what I wanted to do.
Do you feel bad about it?
No. And maybe that's scarier. I did not know. But it's not as though I was the only one who was doing aggressive things to that man.
Oh no. We all did.
Azrael doesn't remember what he did. Does that surprise you?
Yes. He's always so sure of himself. And for him to not be sure of something is very odd.
Aye. This isn't like the other times when he's just denying something just because it's his nature. I genuinely do not think he knows what happened.
Is there something that you could unlock within his memory to
Possibly.
help him see what he did?
Possibly, although he'd have to want me to do that. Perhaps something we can bring up when we reach the land that we're heading to.
Maybe just think about it and see if it is something that we can do before offering it.
Aye, I will consult my spellbook.
You did good today.
As did you.
Come on, let's go get some food.
Right.
I'm gonna head back towards the wagon.
Same.
Is there anything I noticed about this amulet?
So you look down to this amulet. It has sort of a what is it? Like the generic like star diamond, like a rhombus shape, I guess is the best way to describe it. It has a large red stone in the center that seems to almost pulsate with a kind of energy. Though with Azrael's magical knowledge, I don't know that he would know much else about it.
Dorcas!
Aye.
I feel something from this. Can you do your thing?
Probably. Do I need to roll for that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. There's a very powerful magic here. Not just, a enchantment, but a sort of divine presence in this amulet. You're unsure of exactly what, but you can surmise that divination is the primary enchantment to this necklace.
The amulet is very powerful, but in a divine sense. Perhaps our paladin here might make use of it.
Dangle it in front of Gildea.
I'm not taking your blood gems.
Very well.
All right then. And I'll put the amulet on.
I'm so glad you said that.
I know you are.
You put the amulet on, and you feel a sort of wincing stab into the back of your neck.
Oh.
And as you do, you go to pull the amulet away, and as you pull on the amulet's chain, skin pulls with it. The amulet has fused around your neck, and it does not seem to be removed easily.
So I think this is like Vaza's sword.
Apparently, I have to figure out how to now remove 2 cursed items from you.
Well, I've got Twinny Lady working on my sword, so
Wait, who?
The one twin.
Right, okay.
So you're all here now. Are you headed in the same direction you were going in originally?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lay in the back of the wagon because my hit points are kind of.
Yeah, it was like night or evening when we got to the tavern, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is night. The moon has begun to rise pretty high at this point.
Should we not
You
make camp then?
Yeah, I was gonna say, should we like make camp and take like a short?
Or long?
Or long.
if that's what you guys want to do here at this point. Okay, great, awesome. So, you guys clear out a section of the market that Simon is sort of sitting in, a place that you can make fire. Use some of the market canvases to set up tents to cover a larger area from getting snowed on too heavily. And you spend the night. Do any of you... Okay, so I will say you all get a long rest. Do any of you stand watch? That person will take a short rest instead.
I can stand watch.
Okay. As the night sort of goes on, Vazzy, you're kind of doing this sleep cycle, like I'll sleep for a little bit, wake up, make sure things are good, sleep a little bit, that sort of, so you don't have to worry about anyone else waking up. One of the times where you're slowly feeling yourself drift off a little bit, you're looking towards the building that is very heavily burned. There are still a few candles and lights burning inside, so some of the shadows are dancing across the road, coming through the broken door and the hole in the wall. You're staring in that direction, and you can see through the one door you all came through the spot where Dorcas had killed that man, like the sort of ash pile that he became. You're drifting off to sleep and you're finding it difficult to keep your eyes open, and at one point you look over and you see a figure standing next to the ash pile. And the figure seems to be looking down, sort of patting their foot through the ash. And the figure looks up and you see a faint orange hue around their head. And they almost seem to nod in your direction before you finally fall asleep. The night goes on. You do not see any sign of this figure again, and you all wake in the morning. The sun shines as much as it can through a very thick section of clouds. The snowfall in the night has begun to pile up, but not too much. The roads are still travelable. And you're all set to do as you will. Guessing you all head in the direction, as you said, of the homestead. As you all travel on, those of you who took a long rest, take the advantages of so. Vazzy, you can take advantage of a short rest, if you haven't already. You go on further down the road and now begin to see the trueness of what was talked about in this area. There seems to be a mass farming community that has several fields burned. Now, of course, the snow covering the ground, it's not like you're seeing blackened grass or anything. You're just seeing, fence lines that aren't entirely complete anymore, that the posts that are standing seem to be charred. Large signs over burnt out buildings that are falling and collapsing on themselves. But as you find your way down, you see one building intact. A large 2-story farmhouse at the end of a long drive. And as you sort of begin to approach along the road, you see a young boy outside seems to be digging in the snow and playing around in it. And for a moment, that seems odd in such a barren area, and you look at the large building and see that smoke is coming from the chimney. And what will you all do?
Is this the land that we have the deed to, or is it?
It would appear so. I believe Lady Goldskill had mentioned that you'll know it when you see it. That it is the only building standing in the ruins. So,
And the kid, there's a kid playing in the snow.
yes, just out in the front lawn area.
Are they dragonborn, human?
They look elfin, sort of. It's hard to tell. He's kind of bundled up in a hat and everything, but you do see kind of like points in the hat that he has. He's wearing winter clothes to be outside.
How old?
You'd guess roughly somewhere between 8 and 10.
Okay.
Young, but old enough to function outside by himself.
Appears we have a squatter.
Or they made their home here.
Huh, looks like it's time for them to go.
I'm gonna roll up a snowball and throw it at the kid to see if we can initiate like
An
a
impromptu,
bit of fun.
an impromptu
Yeah.
snowball fight.
Yeah.
Roll me a charisma check.
Oh.
That doesn't sound good.
No, that's not good.
She pelts him in the face.
That's a 1.
Oh my.
You throw this snowball. And it hits the kid, not in the it doesn't pelt him in the face, but it does hit him. And he looks down and sort of quickly like darts around, and when he finally sees all of you in the wagon, you of course, Vaza, have stepped down to throw this ball. He seems frightened, and you hear him yell something as he quickly rushes inside and slams the door of the house. What he yelled is a little not quite easy to make out. And that is the outcome of you throwing the snowball to him.
Well, that could have gone better.
Good job, Baza.
No, I was gonna get scared. Let's just go knock on the door.
Alright. You approach and you knock on the door, and as you do, you hear a few footsteps approach, and the door very slightly opens. A much taller individual is peeking out from around the door. It's hard to get many details of the face. They go, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, we tried to start a snowball fight with your kid there, but seemed a bit skittish.
Understandable. You don't get many visitors out here.
So we've been deeded this land by the Queen. So we're just kind of wondering how you came by this place.
My family has taken refuge here for a few years. Deeded by a queen, you say? Last I was
Yes.
aware, there was no individual ruler of this land.
Do we all hear this?
Yes.
I'll just walk up and just kind of produce, like, just hold up the deed.
He doesn't open the door too much, but he sort of like reaches out his one hand to beckon you to like kind of bring it closer.
I do.
uh, you see his face a little better. He's a very pale older man. As he sort of squints to look at this piece of paper, the light that shines in, you do see he does have pointed elven ears. And he goes, "I see. My deepest apologies. How many are you?"
4 and a cart and donkey and a chicken.
Guard chicken.
Yes.
Susan.
See.
Aye.
Are you coming to reclaim the land for this crown you speak of?
We're reclaiming it for ourselves.
I see. Well,
I'm off to the. I want to stay off to the side, and I kind of watching the interaction between Dorcas, Vaza, and this person, and seeing what Gildea does.
how's Gildea reacting to
Yep.
this sort of?
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
What? Okay.
He goes, well, perhaps we can come to some form of agreement. It is, as you would probably know, hard to move an entire household in a day's notice.
I don't. How much land is this?
How much
How much
land?
land is this deed? Yeah, I mean, does it say on the deed how much land that we are?
Not exactly. And when you ask how much land, he goes, well, until someone claims it, I suppose. He goes, there is a barn out back. From the edge of that barn, and you see his hand sort of come out. You see his age at this point. His long, frail fingers. He sort of shakes a little bit as he reaches out. And he's wearing this like long robe that drapes off his arm. He goes, there is a fence post far that way beyond the road. From the edge of the barn to that fence post, and he points back to where you guys came from. He goes, to the tree line, back there. Considering
Cool.
this is the only homestead for quite some miles, I would say all of the farmland becomes its property.
It's quite sizable.
I would say so.
Look, we're not here to currently take up residence. We have business to attend to all over. Well, all over. Perhaps
We can discuss this.
I
See. Well, I am nothing if not reasonable. The barn out back is clear. We rarely use it. We have trouble having livestock in this area. You may put your wagon and your animals there, and come back whenever you are ready.
What do you mean trouble keeping livestock?
Since the war, the ground is, what I believe, tainted. Since we're so far from society, we can't bring anyone out to bless the ground or to refertilize it. So I have trouble keeping things like cows and sheep, considering they try to eat the grass that is stained with, blood and battle.
perhaps we can do something about that too.
Well, it's winter,
What if
so it doesn't trouble me too much now.
when
We
you
will-
came upon the house, was there items inside?
Oh, not much. The house, being the only one that was still standing for quite some ways, it was rather dilapidated. If you look, you can probably see how some of the wood doesn't match the color. I had to rebuild quite a lot of it, you see. As you look around at the mass of the house, you notice that a lot of the panels and sections of wall are not the same color wood. They seem to have been renovated and added on later.
Interesting. We are, as new owners of the land, interested in the history that came before, what have you done with the items that you found?
Oh, they're somewhere around here. I was here for I lived in this area before everything was burned, so I can tell you all you wish to know. Well, to best my memory. My age is getting to me, you understand. Um, please, shelter your animals, and I'll bring you inside. See if I can fix you something to eat.
Thank you. That would be very welcome.
He closes the door, and you hear him step away inside.
Well, that went well.
Could have gone worse.
He's lived here. He may know stuff that is of value to us.
He might.
Or he could be talking a crock of shit.
I'll know soon enough.
So do you think he drinks and knows things?
Possibly.
Well, possibly. Hi.
There it is.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So, who's all going to take the animals to the barn?
I'll go take him, because, check in on Susan.
I'm going to have a wander around the other burnt buildings and see if there's anything that I can, like, discover anything that's, like, been left over. Any names or anything, like house nameplates or family clan names or anything like that that might still be around.
Alrighty.
Uh,
A boot.
I'm going to turn to Gildea and just say, you pick a very interesting time to be judgmental.
Do I?
Aye, you do. What, pray tell, has put this divine stick up your ass this time?
Wow.
There is
Well,
a level of hostility.
if you must know, I think both of you went too far in your, I don't know, Azrael in his beating of that admittedly not very truthful person. And I don't believe that you needed to kill him.
Oh, you don't? May I remind you that the last time we encountered this person, he nearly killed all of us. And I gave him an opportunity to spare his life. Not only that, the death I granted him was much quicker than it could have been. So please tell me, Gildea, you who have probably killed dozens, if not hundreds of people, how are my actions so much worse? I'm getting closer to you as I'm talking.
Oh. I'm sure that it's not me you need to reckon with, whatever your deity is.
Oh, here we go. You know, this is the first time I've even heard you mention any form of deity, you supposed paladin. It seems like you bring it up when it's convenient for you.
Because one walks their faith before they talk their faith.
Well, my faith is about balance. And to me, destroying someone who possibly killed everyone in that town seemed to square things perfectly fine.
Seemed to. Okay.
So is this how you're going to be for the rest of the journey? Just sitting on your high horse, judging the rest of us for doing what is necessary?
We don't have a horse.
Really? Would you rather I say high ass instead? Does she legit start laughing?
No.
So, you would have been-
I'm laughing.
I don't know. I think.
I mean, maybe she would. I don't know.
if she does, he's gonna chuckle a little bit with her.
Okay. Yeah.
The argument
Super.
goes to a quick little chuckle as you guys laugh at what wasn't meant to be funny, but is realizingly a funny thing to say in the midst of an argument. Ezreal, we'll go to
Yeah.
you first. You wheel the cart with Simon and Susan to the barn in the back. It is a little dilapidated. Dilapidated?
Dilapidated.
English sucks.
Yep.
It is a little dilapidated. As you have to kind of force one of the doors open, the snow kind of piled in front of it makes it difficult. But inside is warm and not exactly clean. I mean, the hay on the ground isn't terrible, but it's a barn, you know? No animals sit in here, a few farming tools scattered about, but there is plenty of room to bring in the, wagon, Simon, find a good place for them. Is there anything else you want to do in here?
So while I'm out of sight from the rest of the party,
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of rub my neck from where the amulet is,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of feel like you said it's like when I tried to tear it away, it tore flush.
Well, it didn't tear flesh. It's more like, so like when you try to, so if you were to wear a necklace and try to like put your fingers underneath it to adjust how it's sitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you try to put your fingers underneath it, there is no seam. It goes from necklace to skin.
Okay.
A way I can describe it, I guess, in our D&D world is if you remember the knight went straight from arm to chair. There was no
Gotcha.
difference. It is that kind of fusion. Around, like, it goes around your neck, and then as it gets to like your collarbone, it stops, and the rest kind of dangles as a necklace normally would.
Ah, Azrael, what have you gotten yourself into now?
Vaza.
A third person monologue?
I feel like that's just how his brain works. he has to narrate outside of his own body, so he can't take credit for anything. You're looking around at the different farms, what's left of them, trying to find any recollection of anything. One of the things you do find, well, I guess go ahead and roll perception, to see if you actually find it, because there's one thing I'd say you do find if it's a good perception roll.
Ooh, 21, baby.
There you go.
So close to 22.
I know.
Favorite number in this episode. You find one farm. Kind of, I mean, close by there are fields, so close is a relative term. The closest adjoining neighbor, I guess I should say. The archway that would typically say the name of who owns the farm is burnt away. As you approach the actual homestead, however, the door appears to still be intact, though off its hinges. It was kicked in and lays flat on the ground. But when you look down, the door is crescented with a symbol you recognize. It is one of the family seals from the. Okay, now this will be way back in your notes. Do you remember when you guys went to sit in council with the queen for the very first time, and you were at a table with an engraving of every single house that had sat the throne?
Yeah.
The symbol on this door is one of those symbols. Which family exactly? You don't know the name, but you recognize it from that table.
Sat on the throne of Persalon?
Yes.
Yet.
Cool.
With a. Your 21
no.
was not natural, I assume? It was like
No.
dirty 20. Okay. But with a 21, I will also say, you notice on your walk back something you hadn't originally noticed from the family farm, the one that's still intact. The sign that was originally above everything, you kick it. It is on the ground under the snow. As you're sort of walking up, you didn't. The kid was there, so originally it was unnoticed, but you do kick the sign under the snow. And as you kick some of the snow away, you see the end of it, or I guess the scent. Okay, so the sign is like name and then farm underneath it, if that set up.
Yeah.
Where the ending of the name would be, you see an LA. That seems to have survived from its being torn down.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna head back towards the main house.
You all meet again at the entrance to the house. Gilead and Dorcas, I assume your argument has kind of died down.
Yeah.
You all knock again, and the door now is open wider. You see a, for an elf, short, older man standing in front of you. He obviously appears to be elven of some nature, however, his advanced age has paled his skin beyond telling whether he's, wood elf, high elf, whatever he may be. Though it doesn't stop him from having a very large smile across his face as he greets all of you. His eyes seem to be a little sunken in, dark. Azriel, your knowledge of elven age, he's definitely up there, similar to how Vaz's father was getting to the end of his life. You would presume this guy is in a similar way. He beckons you all to come in and he goes, I apologize for the, I guess, secrecy that I seem to be giving. We don't get many people out here, and, well, I need to be careful. My family is what means the most to me, and I don't need to be just letting in random bandits off the street, do you understand?
Family being important to you is something we have in common.
Well, hopefully I can help you achieve the, I don't know, whereabouts of family or mysteries you dare to unlock. He leads you through a small front entrance that it has a bearskin rug sits in this entrance, a very odd thing to have people immediately walk into. But as you walk through the front entrance, you see a very large, open, floored building. The side you are all on is sort of surrounded in pillows and makeshift furniture, sort of seeming like where you would house guests if they came to visit. On the far side of the room from all of you, straight ahead, is a door, closed. There is another door immediately to your left, about halfway through the house, that is open. Inside, you see some towels and books. Just seems to be a storage room. However, there is another door beyond, seeming to lead to outside. To the right, the second half of this room is divided into a kitchen space. There are tables and countertops and some working areas, a large fireplace, and a pot of something cooking over the fireplace. Through there is an open doorway that you see a very large dining table that disappears into the room. This room has a couple windows scattered about, but there are no real light sources. Aside from the fireplace and a candle being on top of one of the the fireplace, a table with a candle on top, and a couple windows in this room, not much light shows in here. As he kind of leads you all inside, he goes, "Apologies for the darkness. With my age, my eyes are very sensitive to light. Why I didn't open the door too much when you all approached." He goes, "I would have you all please sit," and he beckons to the pillows and makeshift furniture. He goes, "My wife will be down shortly. She's giving the young one a talk about how to treat strangers, considering this is the first time he's kind of interacted with a group of people. And we will get down to business of whether or not we need to move or what exactly you want done with this property."
Is it just the three of you?
"No, I have a daughter as well, though she went into the woods yesterday on a hunting trip. As I said, we had trouble keeping livestock, so we hunt primarily for our game and meats. She should be back today, though. She's a very good tracker."
You mentioned that the land needed to be cleansed in some way. Is it being magically affected?
Oh, he kind of grunts as he sits down on one of the pillows, low to the ground. He goes, "I don't think so. I mean, war, bloodshed, steel and iron going into the ground, burnings. I think it's just a matter of the ground is tainted with a mass grave."
You said that you lived here in the area previous.
Yes, we didn't live on one of the farms. We had a small shack just in the woods behind the house. We were games people. But when everything was gone and no one came for a couple years, we decided might as well take the only one that's still sitting. Can't exactly raise a family of 4 in a one-room hut.
Does the name May mean anything to you?
May. May. Would she have lived here or at a different farm?
I'm not really sure, just on this land, and I'm not sure if that's a first name or a family name.
Well, I can't say that helps me much.
The information I received, they leaned more toward it was a family name, I guess, instead of a first.
Well, maybe it's, as he begins, a much younger looking woman, comes walking in. She is wearing a nice dress and an apron, and she seems to be sort of patting her hands on the edge of her apron. She too is elven, rather pale skin, like the man sitting. She goes, "Oh, I am sorry. Everyone, please sit down. Make yourselves comfortable. Please, please." She sort of beckons you all to sit around this sort of furnished area. she goes, I just overheard, and before I got food, I wanted. You said May in this area. She turns to the man. She goes, well, that have been Fandela's wife. And the older man kind of slaps his leg. He goes, that is it. Fandela's wife. He goes, there was a man who lived in this area. Fandela. Dragon, like the two of you. Very nice man. He had a wife, May. She wasn't around much. Honestly, I can't remember a time where I ever actually met her.
Were either of them blue in scale?
I think Fandela was. Maybe he was silver. He was up there in age, so his color could have faded. Not exactly sure. It's been some time.
Do you know which home or where their house was?
Well, Fandela lived here. That's part of the reason why I knew that I could take this place. He and I were good friends. I traded him game, and he gave me the crops that he would grow. At least the ones he didn't send to the market.
And May was his wife.
Yes, though I must say I never met her. He turns to the woman and goes, did you? And she just kind of shakes her head.
Did they have any children?
I don't remember. I know they were trying at one point, at least that's what Fandela told me. He said they were attempting to have some kids, but I never knew if anything came of it. And of course, it was too late to ask by the time everything happened.
This area, the name has been striked out. What was it called before?
Oh. The area? You mean that's... Oh, the sign that points you here.
Yeah.
Oh. What was this town called? Was it even a town? No. That sign pointed to the town up the road. Oh, I can't remember what they called that. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more help.
Oh, no, you're here. The Vandala. Do you remember his family name?
No, he never really used a family name. He was one of those old school folks, believed that a family name had to mean something in a court. He only went by Fandel. I never remember him using a surname of any kind.
Did many people have their clan seals on their doors in this area?
You're talking about the one up the road there.
Yes, I noticed that.
There was a heir to a royal family that decided to make his house here. Now, this is all buzzed brain, but I don't remember that he ever cared for the royalty. And so he made his place here. So his family stayed for a few generations. Gosh. What was his name? Morindal, I think was the name. Morindal. Something with more in it.
Was he dragon as well?
Oh, no, they were human.
Can I roll a history to know if I know that name?
Sure.
That is a nat 20.
Hell yeah. Let me pull up lore for you. A bright light of lore. It's beautiful. Okay. That's like that, and then... Okay. I just gotta type out the stuff that you guys now know. Sorry. I get too into it and then I don't make my own notes. Okay.
Divulged this, divulged that, but
Yeah.
not this part.
I said this, make a comma here, put a bracket in this, because I definitely haven't said that yet. That kind of thing. Yeah, you know the name Morindal. In your history classes at the colleges you went to, you had to take the occasional, exam on the past kings and queens and so on and so forth. Um, the reign of Morindal was a short one. There was a sort of usurpation that happened. To kind of give you a quick spark notes of it, a usurpation occurred where a certain family was killed out, and the throne was taken up by the Morindal clan. When the father eventually died and could no longer, serve in his, well, of course, he passed away while being king. His son didn't want to take the throne, so he passed it on to a cousin, with a different name, and moved away. Then started the next reign of families, because that cousin did not have the same surname. The Morindal clan was then kind of thrown to the wind, and no one really knows much of what happened to him after that, because he kept his nose to the ground. As you now are aware, they took up shop here.
Interesting. All right, I relay that information.
The younger woman, who's been standing at this time, goes, "Yeah, that sounds about right. I seem to remember him talking about how his family. Well, he never really much cared to talk about his family, but when he did, he spoke of them in very high regard." She sort of perks up and goes, "Oh, the food! I'm so sorry." She rushes over to the pot that's been boiling over the fire and stirs in it. She goes, "If all of you could please go take a seat in the dining room. We'll eat and we'll talk more over food."
Before we do, I'm afraid we've been terribly rude. I would ask the name of our host.
The older man is sort of, pushing himself up, struggling to kind of stand. He goes, "Well, I'm Flea. I know that's not the most glamorous name. As I said, I was a hunter for a long time. But I'm Flea, and that beautiful woman cooking our lunch is my wife." He sort of slowly walks his way over and gives her a hug as she's working to scoop food into plates. He goes, "This is Dea." And she sort of gives you all a short wave as she's preparing plates. She goes, "And I would love to get to know all of you."
All right. Well,
I give my name.
He goes, "A pleasure."
right now my name is Dorcas. Though the information you tell me may change that, I suppose.
Well, hopefully we can find a solution. He looks to the other two of you.
Gildea.
I am Azrael.
It is nice to have you all. Please come and sit. My wife's cooking is the best in the area. And he kind of chuckles at that. And you see her kind of scoff and roll her eyes. This is probably a joke he's made a few times. And as you all go to begin sit and eating, that is where we will end this session.
But why?
Because
Yeah.
it is late. And we have we have one person who's in a completely different time zone, and another one who has to be up early tomorrow. And a third one who has to be up early tomorrow because me. Oh, yeah, so many people have so many things to do tomorrow, so we have to end it. So
That sounds like future us problems.
No, it has to be us now problems. So yeah, that's where we're going to end it. So thank you guys for, of course, being here and playing. Thank you all for watching and hanging out and being here with us. I want to give another huge thank you to the D20 gang, who followed. Big thank you for that. Now we just host this D&D game here on my channel. There's a YouTube link in the chat right now if you want to go to YouTube and see all the other stuff. That's again my channel. But my channel is such a small part of this. There are channels for every person down here below me. All of them have channels. And you know what's great? Patty even started streaming again. We convinced him. It happened. And so, if you are in any way, shape, or form enjoying this, and you're like, man, I just want to see more of these people. I think they're great. I think they're funny. I think they're good looking. Whatever the hell reason that you want to keep watching us, go to pattycake_games, go to mystikraven_13, go to the couple that nerds together, go follow those channels and hang out because they are awesome. What do you guys have to pitch about your channel and want to tell the people about?
There's going to be like a solid week of streams coming from our channel.
We've
Yes.
got our affiliate anniversary coming up in a couple of weeks.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop!
Hot Drop Tuesday.
Patty's getting on the Hot Drop Tuesday train. When are you gonna start playing? And I don't want to false promote things. Are you gonna start playing Street Fighter on stream soon?
Yeah, I plan to do that either Wednesday or Thursday this week.
Okay, so sometime this week. Hopefully. Yeah. Patty's a big Street Fighter guy, so he's hoping to kind of get into the scene as this new game release. So if you're a fan of fighting games, if you're a fan of classic stuff or whatever, you can go check out that. Mystic always has such cool events, so if her anniversary is coming up, then you should definitely check it out. And the nerds, with schedules and everything, it's hard to get a consistent week of nerd streams. But if things are going to go this way as they hope, and it's just going to be a whole week of nerd streams, if you're not there, I don't know what you're doing with yourself, honestly. It's going to be freaking awesome. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed yourself greatly. You can go check out my YouTube channel if you want to go see the past episodes, if this is your first one, or if this is one of the ones you've seen, you haven't seen all of them.
Watch some more.
Watch more. Consume more content.
Yeah.
There's so much of it out there.
Just remember, the bigger they are, the more room for treachery.
The bigger they are, the more room for treachery.
Before you watch those videos, update your drivers.
Always update your drivers. We'll all have something to say at the end of this. Eventually, at some point. But as I say, as your DM, be safe out there, and fair rolls, everyone. We will see you for another fantastic episode next time here in Terribad Tavern. Bye, everybody.